Yo, can you hear me? How does this sound? All right, cool. So, LARPing is the key to self-realization. LARPing is the key to self-realization. LARPing is the key to self-realization. Live action role playing is the key to self-realization. Acting like the person that you want to be is what will actually help you become the person that you want to be. Let's provide a little bit of context here. LARPing means live action role playing, and up until the past 5 years, it has represented a place in society and popular culture of people who you can find in the suburbs of Southern California at parks dressed in a medieval suit, play fighting and reenacting events of medieval times with fake medieval weapons. Live action role playing. Or it's those people that go and reenact a entire war with another conglomerate or another group of people, trying to relive those moments and kind of pay homage to that time in life, right? That time in history. But over the past 5 years, LARPing has become the new word for poser. So instead of calling somebody a poser, you would just call them a LARPer. They're just live action role playing. They don't really like matcha like that. They just drink matcha because it's trendy. They just wear X brand because it's trendy. It's not actually because they really live that. That's who they really are. That's what they really feel and represent. But it's contradictory because LARPing is the key to self-realization. The only way that you could become the person that you want to become is by doing the things that that type of person would do day in and day out until it becomes habitual. The entire book of James Clear's Atomic Habits, that's what the book is about. It just says that you have to make it easy for yourself to become the person that does these new habits every day. And then before you know it, it'll be second nature. You won't be thinking about it because it'll be who you are. You'll build these new habits, you'll build this new identity, and you will have showed up as that identity plenty of times and enough times to where you don't even think about it anymore. But don't get me wrong, if you don't really like what you're doing or what you're LARPing, it's not going to stick. Ultimately, LARPing is about self-realization. It's not about actually posing and being a phony, being performative for like being inauthentic. LARPing is a means to an end, and the end is self-realization. The end is finding out who you actually are. It's being authentic. But the only way that you can learn is by LARPing. You got to try stuff. You got to figure things out. And it's not going to stick unless it's authentic. And so it's important for you to know along this journey that you're going to have to LARP. You're going to have to live action role play the person that you want to be. And it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to be like, man, should I post that? Talking to Gemini, talking to ChatGPT or Grok or whatever AI you use, asking it, yo, should I even post this? Is this too much? Like, am I pushing it too much? Because I feel uncomfortable. I feel weird. I don't feel so confident doing this. But you're really leaning into that person that you're trying to become, that you're working and becoming. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, that's what you got to do. People are going to make fun of you. You're going to make fun of yourself. You're going to feel uncomfortable. People are going to think you're weird. But that's what you got to do, man. You got to take more risks. And you got to live action role play, man. Like earlier tonight, I posted like a story post, right? And I've been wanting to get a grill for a long time, like for a minute, just because they're fresh. And I feel like if I get the right grill, it could be subtle enough to where I could wear it at work and nobody would see it. Or I could wear it in a business deal and it wouldn't feel unprofessional. They would respect it because of how subtle it was, but they would also admire the boldness of it. And so I posted this like story where I'm like cheesing and I got my eyes closed. And I'm like, yo, I should get a grill. Like, I need to get a grill already. And I felt like, man, that's not like a super masculine pose. Like, that kind of looks a little feminine, And I'm always talking about how I don't like when I have to be stiff at my job. I like to be expressive. I like to be myself. I'm an artist. I like to create. And it's like the old version of me was trying to hold back from that creative expression on my story because it felt uncomfortable and it felt a little bit informal and like not as safe. But this new version of me, the one that I'm becoming, is more confident, more expressive, not afraid to express himself. And you know, it's a process, but like that's what we got to do. We got to LARP. LARPing is having faith in taking a risk and doing something that's out of the ordinary for you, but in the direction of the person that you want to become. And self-realization is whenever you reach the point that it doesn't feel like you're LARPing anymore. It doesn't feel like you're pushing yourself to the edge anymore because you're the edge now. Yeah.